What's going on, guys? As you can see, it's the long-awaited Minecraft video. Now, I haven't played Minecraft in a while, so you're gonna have to bear with me. I just booted this game up and got a couple things set so we can talk about rocks, because Minecraft rocks. Um, yeah, after that terrible joke. So, in my Earth Science classes, we are currently talking about the rock cycle, and what rocks are made up of. We have posed the question of if you had a national emergency or a monument or something that you needed to preserve, and your choices were between the pyramids of Egypt or the Statue of Liberty, which one do you think is in more dire need of assistance to stop from being destroyed by nature? That brings into a question of, well, what are those materials made out of? What are those monuments made out of? And how do things deteriorate over time? And to answer that question, you kind of have to understand how the rock cycle works, because there's natural processes going on all the time on the surface of the Earth that create and destroy materials. And those same forces that create and destroy rocks are going to be the same forces that create and destroy big monuments like that. So, I'm just going to do a little overview of the different types of rock that you may find. So, right off the bat, first you need to know that rocks are made up of minerals. Minerals are kind of like the building blocks of rocks. All rocks have a mineral composition. Minerals have certain characteristics that are unique to them. And it's important to know what kind of minerals there are, because that can help you identify what kind of rocks there are. Now, unfortunately, I'm in a jungle biome, so it's going to be hard to find certain types of rocks, but we can find sand. Now, sand is a material that you probably imagine is used a lot in the pyramids. And the pyramids are made up a lot of sandstone, which is what we call a type of rock that's sedimentary, meaning that it's made up of these fragments that have been compacted over time. So if I took a bunch of sandstone and was able to combine it and put pressure on it and glue it together somehow, it would become sandstone. Now, if I was in a desert biome, you would see sandstone. You would see sandstone buildings. I'm pretty sure there's sandstone temples, but unfortunately, I am not in a desert biome, so all I have access to is sand. But it still serves the purpose of talking about these sand particles, how they can come together to form this sedimentary rock. Sedimentary rocks are usually found on the surface of the earth. They are what comprise, the most common rocks when you think of things like shale. It's made up of a bunch of different particles of rocks that have been pushed together to create a sedimentary rock. Now, I know that's a very brief overview, but if you really need to know one thing about sedimentary rocks, is that it's made up of a bunch of rock fragments. And it's going to differ from the other two types of rock. We're going to go look. We're going to try and find, well, actually, let's do metamorphic next. So, spoiler alert, the next rock type is metamorphic. Now, also, this game doesn't have a great example of metamorphic rock, but I can show you something that would help explain it. So right now, I have cobblestone. If I placed it, it looks like that. You guys know what cobblestone looks like. It's a rock. This kind of looks like an aggregate of different types of rocks put together, and actually, it's probably made up of conglomerate rock. Conglomerate is a sedimentary rock that's made up of bunch of different size kind of pebbles. So if you ever see rocks that look like a bunch of pebbles glued together, chances are it's conglomerate. And you can kind of see that it looks like it's just kind of a bunch of rock particles glued together, big lumpy particles. So conglomerate is probably what cobblestone is made out of. I don't care if I'm trying to illustrate that right. But we can illustrate one of the things that happens to create metamorphic rocks. So if I were to take this cobblestone and put it in here and let it sit for a little while, this heat is going to change that rock. So metamorphic rocks are rocks that have been changed due to heat or pressure. I don't have anything that can create a lot of pressure in this game, but I do have heat. I can cook these rocks down. It's going to change them. So let's take a look at what we got now. So now, instead of cobblestone, we have stone. And you can see how that has changed that rock. It looks much smoother. I mean, obviously we're playing in a game, Minecraft, so it's not going to be the greatest illustrator of these different rock types, but nonetheless, it illustrates the point that you can take a sedimentary rock and apply heat or pressure, and it becomes a metamorphic rock. So that changes the rock. There's different types of metamorphic rocks, and depending how much heat and pressure they receive, it can change the rock in different ways. So we've got sedimentary rock, which is a rock that's composed of a bunch of rock fragments, and then a metamorphic rock, which is when you take a pre-existing rock and apply heat or pressure and change it. So metamorphic rocks are kind of interesting because you can take a sedimentary rock, apply heat and pressure, it becomes metamorphic. You can take a metamorphic rock, apply heat and pressure, and it becomes more metamorphic. You can also take the next type of rock and apply heat and pressure, and then it becomes metamorphic. Brain stopped working. I was going to say, I don't want to say too much without giving away the last type of rock, but we're going to have to go search for it. So I'm going to need water to do this, so let's grab some water. Let's not drown. And let's go exploring. So I've actually got this set up over here, but I can't remember quite how it works. And also, I feel like you guys want to see some more Minecraft gameplay, so let's just do that. So let's go looking for some metamorphic. Do I want to go that way? Let's try going this way. See if we can find some of the last rock type. So, we've got, well, we kind of did just, oh, no, no! Whoa, oh, that was too scary. I don't want to do that anymore. Holy cow. I have not played in a long time. That was terrifying. Unfortunately, I need to get more water. Whew. Let's remember not to do that. That could have been bad. So this, if you haven't figured it out yet, this last type of rock is only going to spawn at really low levels, and that's because it is an igneous rock type. So igneous rocks are basically known as volcanic rocks, and what that means is that they are the rocks that form from molten lava. And there's only one type in this game that I'm aware of that occurs as a result of lava, and that is obsidian. So we're going to go see if we can find some lava, not kill ourselves, and make obsidian. So I went this way. Let's go back this way. I guess I could just do it here. Although I know that Minecraft rules aren't the same as real life rules, so you have to have an origin block, and those are moving, but this isn't. So I'm assuming I can put water here and get obsidian. And as you saw earlier, there's some obsidian over here, but you know, lava's more fun to play with, as you clearly saw. So let's try putting water here. See what happens. Ah, there we go. Oh, yep. So as soon as that lava came into contact, do I have a torch? Got a redstone torch. Whatever. I guess that's better than nothing. It really doesn't light up anything. As soon as you put water next to that lava, it turns into obsidian. And it doesn't say it in this game, but by the looks of it, this is actually obsidian glass. And we're just going to lose it, so that's fun. But at least it's brighter. Let's grab... Oh, we got one. I can just kind of put water there too and walk on it. I just want a couple pieces to show you guys. Oh, we got two. Cool. So let's go back outside where it's not scary. And we don't have a risk of falling into lava again. It's quite elegant system. There we go. Nice and sunny. So, as you can see, this obsidian has got this really dark color, and it almost looks glassy. And when rocks from lava form, igneous rocks, the speed at which they cool has a big impact on their texture. So obsidian glass is very smooth, and it's named obsidian glass because it has a glassy texture. And I know that Minecraft wasn't going for this with its realism, but I think it's kind of cool that it cools immediately and it kind of looks like this glassy texture. Yeah, the crystals that form when the rocks cool can be large or small. The smaller they are, the smoother it is. The larger they are, the more granular the igneous rock looks like. Now, you can take this igneous rock, and if you broke it down and it became rock particles, that could be the basis for a sedimentary rock. And then that sedimentary rock could be under immense heat and pressure and become a metamorphic rock. And then that metamorphic rock could be melted due to hot lava and then be reformed into an igneous rock. The rock cycle continues. So you might have a rock on the surface of the earth that gets shoved deep underground, gets smushed under pressure, becomes metamorphic, and then that metamorphic rock gets moved due to plate tectonics, crustal movement, uplifting, and is next to a volcano and eventually melts. And then that material is formed into a new rock. So this rock cycle is this process of constant churning and weathering and upheaval and movement that changes these rocks over time. So any rock at any point could have been a different type of rock, and any rock could in the future become another type of rock. So the main three, the only three that we're going to talk about, and honestly, I don't know if there are other classifications. There's classifications within each type, but the major parts are sedimentary, made up of rock fragments. Metamorphic is any rock that has changed due to immense heat or pressure. And then igneous rocks, volcanic rocks, are the rocks that are formed from cooling lava. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little change of pace video. If there's more that you'd like me to do or talk about in terms of rocks and minerals or anything else in Minecraft or any other game, leave a comment, tell me what you think. Until next time, see you guys.